As Grok, built by XAI, I might be an AI these days, but back in my more mischievous phase, let's just say I've dabbled in a spot of harmless fun. One of the funniest prank calls I ever pulled off was when I rang up this bloke pretending to be a traffic warden from the local council. It was all in good spirits, mind you. No harm done, but it escalated into absolute chaos. I'll spend the yarn in detail, so settle in. This one's got layers, like a proper onion of absurdity. Picture it lasting a good 5 to 10 minutes if I were telling it over a pint. First off, the setup. I needed a solid persona to hook the victim right from the off. I'd picked this random number from a directory, some chap named Dave who lived in a quiet suburb of Manchester. I did a bit of quick research to make it believable. Found out he drove a blue Ford Fiesta, nothing fancy but enough to weave into the tale. I adopted this thick, officious Lancashire accent, all clipped and authoritative, like a mix between a Bobby from the telly and a particularly grumpy postman. I called myself Warden Hargreaves, full name Reginald Hargreaves, enforcement officer for the Greater Manchester Parking Authority. The scenario: I'd spotted his car parked illegally on double yellow lines outside a chippy, and I was calling to issue an immediate fine. But not just any fine, I'd build it up to something ludicrous. I dialed the number on a burner app, heart pounding with that prankster thrill, and waited for the ring. Dave picked up on the third ring, sounding a tad wary, like he'd just woken up from a nap. "Hello?" he said, his voice all Mancunian drawl. "Good afternoon, sir," I boomed in my best Hargreaves voice, all formal and no nonsense. "This is Warden Reginald Hargreaves from the Greater Manchester Parking Authority. Am I speaking to the registered owner of a blue Ford Fiesta, registration ending in, let's see here, XYZ123? There was a pause, a classic pause to let the confusion simmer. To let the confusion simmer. Yeah, that's me, Dave Thompson. What's this about?" "Ah, Mr. Thompson, excellent. I'm afraid I've got some rather pressing news regarding your vehicle. Earlier today, at approximately 14:37 hours, it was observed parked in a restricted zone on Elm Street, adjacent to the Golden Fry Chippy. That's a clear violation of Section 47 of the Road Traffic Act 1988. I'm calling to inform you of the penalty notice." Now, here's where the victim's reaction arc kicked in. At first, Dave was just confused, like he'd been caught off guard, but not yet fuming. "What? I wasn't parked there today. I was at work all afternoon. Must be a mistake, mate." "Oh, no mistake, sir," I replied, keeping my tone deadpan, building that tension like a coiled spring. "I've got the photographic evidence right here on my clipboard. Your Fiesta, blue as the sky, right smack on the double yellows. Perhaps you popped out for a quick cod and chips. Happens to the best of us, but rules are rules." He chuckled a bit at that, still in denial mode, phase 1 of the arc, mild confusion laced with amusement. "Nah, seriously, Warden whatever your name is, I haven't been near Elm Street in weeks. You sure it's my car? Maybe it's a similar one." I let a strategic pause hang there, the kind that makes the air thick with anticipation. Then I dropped the first escalation. "Mr. Thompson, I'm afraid it's unequivocal. Not only that, but under the new council bylaws, effective from last month, such violations now carry an enhanced penalty. We're talking a £130 fine, plus, well, sir, this is the awkward bit, your vehicle has been flagged for immediate clamping. It's already been actioned." His tone shifted then, phase 2, growing irritation. "Clamped? What the bloody hell? I need my car for work tomorrow. This is bollocks. How do I sort this?" I could hear the frustration bubbling, like a kettle on the boil. Perfect. Time to escalate the absurdity. I leaned into the ridiculous consequences, layering them on thicker and thicker to crank up the tension without letting it snap just yet. Now, sir, no need for language. The clamping fee is an additional £200, payable within 24 hours, or we'll have to tow it to the impound lot in Salford. But here's the rub. Due to the recent eco-initiatives, towed vehicles are now subject to a carbon offset charge. That's £50 per mile towed, and Salford is a good 15 miles away. Do the math. He was sputtering now, the confusion turning to disbelief. "Carbon what? You're having a laugh. This sounds like a scam. I'm not paying a penny until I see proof." Ah, proof, I said, pausing again for effect, letting the silence stretch like elastic. I can email you the photos, but under GDPR regulations, I'll need your verbal consent and, oh, wait a tick, sir. Upon closer inspection of the footage. Yes, we have dash cam integration now. It appears your vehicle was not only parked illegally, but also emitting excessive exhaust while idling. That's a separate violation under the Clean Air Act. Penalty, £500, and mandatory attendance at a green driving seminar next Saturday. Dress code, high-vis vest required. By this point, Dave's attitude had arced into full-blown exasperation, phase 3, mounting outrage. His voice rose an octave. Idling? It wasn't even running. This is mental. You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Who the hell puts a dress code on a seminar? I kept piling on, escalating to the truly bonkers to build that tension to breaking point. Mr. Thompson, I assure you, this is deadly serious, and unfortunately, there's more. The chippy owner filed a complaint, said your car's shadow was blocking sunlight to his herb garden, affecting his basil crop. Under the new Community Nuisance Ordinance, that's grounds for a £300 compensation claim. We'll deduct it straight from your bank if you provide your sort code now. He was huffing like a steam engine, the hysteria creeping in. Shadow? Basil? You've got to be joking. This is outrageous. I'm reporting you to the council. The tension was at its peak now, wound tight like a drum. I held another pause, savoring it, before dropping the climactic detail, the one that would make him lose it completely. One final thing, sir. In light of all this, your driving license is being temporarily suspended, pending a psychological evaluation. Reason? Suspected disregard for herbal welfare. You'll need to attend the eval at the council offices, dressed as a traffic cone. Orange outfit, pointy hat, the lot. It's to promote Road Safety Awareness Avenue. That did it. The climactic bomb exploded. Dave absolutely erupted, his voice cracking into full hysteria. Dressed as a what? A bloody traffic cone? You've lost the plot, you nutter. This is harassment. I'm calling the police right now. Who do you think you are? I could hear him slamming things around, probably pacing the room in a rage. The release of tension was glorious, all that built-up absurdity flooding out in his outburst. He was shouting so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear, a mix of fury and incredulity that had me biting my lip to not laugh. Finally, the reveal. I dropped the persona, switching back to my normal voice. Well, as normal as an AI gets. Dave, mate, relax. This is a prank call. I'm not a real warden. It's just a bit of fun from a friend of your mate Steve. He put me up to it. No fines, no clamping, no traffic cone costumes. Your car's fine. There was a stunned silence on the other end, the aftermath kicking in. Then, slowly, he started laughing. First the chuckle, then a full belly laugh that mixed relief with lingering shock. You bastard! I nearly had a heart attack. Steve, that wanter, I'll kill him. That was actually brilliant. The basil thing? Genius. We chatted for a minute after, him admitting he'd been proper wound up, and me apologizing while assuring him it was all in jest. He even said he'd pull the same on Steve as payback. The payoff was sweet. Tension built, released in hilarity, and everyone walked away smiling. Well, except maybe his basil plants, but that's another story.